So I'm on here because I've had enough. And I don't think I'm the only person. I cannot be the only person. This is like just a general, please, like I beg you, reply, let me know if I am the only person, yeah? Okay, cool. Has anyone else noticed that since this whole cost of living crisis, everyone is more miserable? Like, everybody is more miserable. I don't even know if more miserable is proper English. I'm miserable. Let me tell you why I'm miserable. I'm miserable because I have to sacrifice things that I never had to sacrifice for my happiness just to survive. Bare necessity just to get by. Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's start with this because I don't care. Like, I actually don't give a fuck. You see my nails? These? Yeah, these. Let's have a look at these nails. Yeah, these were Christmas nails. I've not been able to get them done again because I have to sacrifice my nails for gas. Yeah, I have to make sure that my house is warm and I can cook food for myself and my child. So I've had to sacrifice my nails. Oh, most people will be like, you don't really need to get your nails done. Okay, cool, check it. Me personally, when I get my nails done, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel pretty. I also like to have nice nails for work, for what I do. So this is technically part of my uniform at this point, and I'm not really able to keep up with my uniform, so it could potentially affect my work. Furthermore, why am I cold in my house when all bills are paid? Am I the only person that is literally getting to a point where I don't know if a riot or what needs to happen, but something needs to happen. Like, this actually is not okay. Like, all jokes aside, I cannot be the only person that is now thinking, I jump in the shower. I usually would run the shower before, right? So it gets to the temperature. Ask me why the other day I turned on the shower and jumped in there like I was that Iceman, Hoff, or whoever his name is. I was in the blitzing cold shower until it warmed up because I didn't want to waste my gas. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's actually not okay. That's mental that I'm even living like that. Am I the only person that is making some wild sacrifices because of this stupid cost of living? If I am, let me know. If I'm not, I beg you, let me know what else you lot are doing, so I don't feel like I'm the only one whose life is literally had like a drastic change right now, because the way I'm feeling, I'm just overwhelmed, hacked off, not happy.
Am I not the only one that thinks it's way too expensive to live in the UK? It's getting ridiculous now that I'm thinking of moving. I've actually totted up how much it costs for me to survive, okay? For me to support my family in the south of England, okay? Right, and this is ridiculous. All throughout history, men have been able to be the breadwinners of the household. Even the lowest classes could afford a house and have a family, a wife, kids, and give them some food. Why can't we do it now? It's madness, right? Okay, this is how much my costs are. I've got one wife, only one, and 3 kids, okay? And I'm the breadwinner, subhanallah. Right, we're ready. So my rent is £1,700, all right? Council tax, £246, okay? Gas and electric, about 250, it matters, you know, whether it's winter or not. During the winter it's 350 plus. Water, about 30 quid a month. Internet, 50 quid. To be fair, I've got expensive internet for my job, okay? And I work from home. Food, in between £500 and £600 a month, and that is like without many treats or anything. So for me to survive, right, and actually be the breadwinner in my family, I've got to earn £2,776 a month. That's mental, bruv. That is ridiculous, right? Do you know why? Because what's that? Let's work out the salary of that. I'm just going to pause. So it's about 34,000, just under 34,000 a year after tax. I know couldn't be bothered to do the percentage of tax. It's ridiculous, and that's just to survive. That's just to feed people, and there's no Netflix or anything there. That's madness. So, but what I looked on the internet is, look, check this. So I went on Airbnb, Antalya, Turkey, right? Lovely beaches and stuff, okay? Right? I did 4 guests, obviously, because of me, right? For a month, right? Look at this. 700 quid? Yes, please. £1,000 a month. No council tax and gas bills there, mate. Look at this, mate. Do you want to live there? Right, that is less than my rent and my bills combined. Right, you get your own swimming pool. Lovely little house. Look at that. Beautiful. Look. Kids for the 2 kids I've got. Oh, brilliant. So I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go travelling with my family. My kids are young enough. They've not gotten to school yet. So, yeah, I can work from home. So I can work anywhere in the world. So why am I paying that much money just to survive in... Right, see you later. Follow the account for the journey.
What the F is going off in the UK? You've got people out there still working full-time jobs, still struggling to pay for all the bills. You've got people on benefits, either because of medical stuff, mental health, or because of whatever their personal reasons are, okay? You've got everything going up, and yet people are barely making ends meet. People working full-time jobs that are considering, or even potentially have gone and got another job just to try and cover the money. You know, you've got car insurance, you've got, you know, food shopping going up, you've got clothes shopping, you've got gas, you've got electric, you've got everything going up. So in my opinion, if they're raising the price of everything, they should be raising benefits and the pay rate. But that's just my opinion. If you agree, show some love and repost.
I'll tell you something. They are taking the absolute mickey out of everyone who lives in this country. Great Britain, the UK. On the news again today, the cost of a pint is going up, with the average cost being above £5. It's to pay for national insurance increases, wage increases. These places just won't be able to stay open if they didn't increase the prices. It's nothing to do with them. The Mersey Bridge, or the Mersey, whatever, the bridge that you cross to go into Liverpool, or the other bridge, or the tunnel, all them prices going up this week. How? Why? They make an absolute fortune on that bridge. Greed is ruining everyone's life in this country. Everybody is ruined. There's no fun. They're stopping you from having any fun at all. They're just charging you for absolutely everything. It's time to move. Get over to Spain. €150 a pint.
Cost of living is hitting Asda hard. Look at this. Chicken thighs, $5.69. $5.69. Asda's own chicken fillets, $6.19. $14.95 for a bit of beef. $14.95. And these, look at this salmon, $11.40 for Asda own. Butter, £8, $7.30. It's insane. These chocolate bars were £1 last year, $2.87 today, Sunday. And coffee. Talk about blow your mind. Literally £6, £7, £8 for coffee, instant coffee. It's crazy. And if you want some frozen fries, cheap as hell. £3, $3.30.
You will own nothing and you will be happy. That is a prediction made for 2030. Now, have you noticed how all of a sudden everyone's getting these PCP car deals pushed on them? So you lease a car that, you know, you don't own it, and they're trying to sort of stop people owning their own cars. They're trying to encourage you to lease them. Have you noticed how house prices over the last 20 years have got extortionate? More and more people are having to rent. They've got nothing to leave their children, and even the rents are now getting out of control, and people have less money. Cost of living is extremely high. Food prices have gone crazy. People have less money for holidays and to do pleasurable things, and everyone is depressed. Well, can you blame them? No, I don't. I think the UK is becoming, you know, worse and worse as time goes on. Has your life really been affected by this? Are they trying to change the way we live? Is it all a conspiracy? But do you think there's something in it? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, because something in this world just ain't right at the moment.
Guys, I've got it. We're in a cost of living crisis. So we make everything expensive. Everything. But we don't increase the salary.
OMFG, you're such a genius.
Okay,
good idea,
genius. Furthermore, why don't we make the average housing price in London £100 million?
1 bedroom, 1 living room. £100 million. So it takes people in this economy
1,000 years for them to buy their own house. Genius, mate.
Yo, in this economy, can you even survive on one stream of income? Me personally, I
just feel like you cannot do it. If you look at the average person has one stream of income, and the average person is suffering, especially in the UK. Now, the people that might disagree might be very young, might live at their parents' house, for example, might not have many bills. So for them, yes, you can survive on one stream of income. But I'm talking specifically about people who have responsibilities, who have bills to pay. How hard is it now? And trust me, you guys need to start opening your mind into starting other things, starting things on the side. Don't make your one income the end all, because I promise you it's going to get tougher and you're not going to be able to survive soon. If you're thinking of a business to start, a side hustle to start, or you're thinking of an extra way of making money, my advice is go and do that. Because trust me, yeah, you might not make money in the start, but trust me, at least you're doing something that could make you money in the long run. Because I'm telling you, surviving on one stream of income in the UK, the way things are, how expensive things are, you gotta think smarter, you gotta learn new skills, and that's the way you gotta approach things, because things are going to become harder. So think about that the next time you think you can only survive on one stream of income.
I just want to say something really quickly. Forget about the internet for a minute, okay? Forget about all this personal beef on TikTok, because it ain't half as bad as what is happening right now in real life. Do you know who the scammers are? Do you know who the con artists are? Do you know who the ones that are manipulating us right in front of our eyeballs? And that, may I add, is the UK government. You have just dug a hole for thousands of people. Do you know what? There are people out there, and I feel so bad because I wish that there was something more that every one of us could do for everyone else. There are people out there who can't afford to put the basics of food on the table for themselves and their children. There are people working jobs, hours upon hours each week, just to afford to pay their bills and to put the basics on the table. And even then, they can't afford to do it because there are people out there now who are getting into thousands and thousands of pounds worth of debt. There's a housing crisis. No one can get housed, and the private renting sector is beyond a joke. There's no mental health services whatsoever. There are people out there who are really, really, really struggling and cannot even get the help that they need from the NHS or from the basics of their GP services. And now they're attacking disabled people and our children who truly need the help and support that they get. It's hard enough now, okay, and it's been hard enough in the past to fight for what is right for our children and to fight for what is right for people who have disabilities in life. Don't get me wrong, I get there are people out there scamming the system. We all know there are, but there are genuine people who need the help, who need the goddamn support. It's not about the money, okay? People in life just need the basics of stuff to get by. They're the ones scamming you, and they're the ones manipulating you, and it's everywhere for people to see. You just need to open your eyes, literally need to open your eyes to what is happening right now in this world. And those people are the ones that I feel sorry for. I don't feel sorry for none of you tossers on the internet that are sit there having personal beef with each other because you think you're going to get one up on each other, because you're going to out personal information about each other. Do you know what? Get because none of you, and I mean none of you, would put your hands in your pockets and help those who truly need it, because you're all a bunch of
This is just out of curiosity, but what keeps people in the UK? Why do you continue and want to live in the UK? I woke up this morning, the weather is just diabolical. The extortionate prices on shopping, the ridiculous things on tax. This is a 4x4, and within a year, like next year, it's going to double. There's no point in me even ringing the doctors to go about this, because by the time I'm able to get in, it would have cleared up by then. Struggle for work, the struggle to maintain work. I don't see why people would want to move to the UK. I always said I'd never leave the UK. I'm booking myself stupid little holidays like every other month, it seems like lately, just to get out of the UK. Tell me why you stay, because I just cannot wait to go.
I mean, are people supposed to be remortgaging their houses, getting bank loans out to take kids out during school holidays these days? 4 kids in Jump, an hour and a half, £84. 4 kids in a cinema, by the time I got them the drink, little bag of sweets, nearly £100. Like, what the actual taking a picnic out these days would probably cost you 50 quid. It's just a joke.
It's been reported today that 48% of social housing in London is occupied by foreigners. Social housing was put in place in the early 20th century to provide affordable homes for individuals/families who struggle to find affordable housing in the private market. So people that are medically retired, single mums,
you know, people that can't afford on their own to get out on the housing market. That is what social housing is for. However, it's come to light that nearly half of London's social housing has gone to foreign nationals, and you can bet that a lot of those have arrived into this country illegally or within the last couple of years. So life's tough out there. It's hard to put money aside for a house. It's hard to privately rent, especially if you're on your own or with kids, etc., etc. And social housing was put in place for that reason, to help you. If you're struggling, to help you. But if you fall short, if you need help, just know that half of the social housing in your own capital city is already being taken up by foreign nationals. So you could work your whole life, you could pay tax, you could fall short. You might need help from the government, the country that, you know, you've always worked for, you've always loved. But I tell you now, you're more likely to be on that waiting list than a lot of these people coming over. And I just don't see a way that this is fair. This is not fair for the citizens of this country who work their whole life off, their off every day. Now, to get social housing, you need to be paying near enough zero tax. No tax or very, very little tax, because then you can prove that you cannot afford to privately rent or privately save to buy a house. So the people, the 48% of this social housing is by foreigners who are paying little tax or next to nothing in tax. Does that seem fair to you? Whilst you're going to work every single day, grafting your ass off to be able to save for a house, to be able to provide for a family. But it's okay, because you could get on a dinghy, you could come here, you could do cool work your whole life, pay zero tax, but don't you worry, the UK government's got your back, you got a house. This is so
I cannot believe that anybody would choose to live in the UK right now. Let's be honest, it is not a nice place to live. It's toxic. The crime is astronomical. The quality of life is in the gutter. It's just not, the work-life balance is just horrendous. Since we moved from the UK to Australia, our life has changed tremendously. We're less stressed. We've got more energy. We're doing more social activities than we've ever done before. And it's just because our life here is better. A lot better. Our jobs are better. It's higher pay. The cost of living is less here. We've just been to breakfast with some friends, literally overlooking the beach. And here we are having a stroll. It's just a completely different beast. If you're one of those people that are sat in the UK right now, a little bit lost, thinking, I hate it here, it's horrible, what are you waiting for? Just ask yourself, what do you want? Why are you waiting to get out of that horrible place when you've got this? You've just got this waiting for you with way less stress. The people are lovely, really welcoming, and your life will improve tremendously.
So I've just cancelled my TV licence, my water bill, my energy bills and my council tax bill. So you might see me next in the clink, but I know a lot of you will come and visit me, but I ain't paying them. They can piss right off. Yeah. I'll probably shit myself when a letter comes through the door, but what are they going to do? Shoot me? Have to catch me first? I'm like a whippet. I meant to say as well that I won't be spending the money. Obviously, I'll be keeping it. I'm not refusing to pay. I'm just withholding payments till they can prove to me where my money is being spent.
If you live in the UK, I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now. I really don't. So I've just gone to Sainsbury's, right? And I know people are like, oh, you can go to Aldi. I've been in Aldi, and either the food goes off quicker, not all of it, but some of it, or it's the same price, because Sainsbury's are price matching Aldi at the moment. It's my place to go. I know where everything is. You know, it's not bargain basement, but I don't think anything is bargain basement now. And I refuse to eat. Like, I just refuse to, like, fill my freezer with that is bad for my kids. So, don't even get started in the comments on that. That's not the point. The point of this is, I've just gone and done a shop for me and my daughter for 3 days. That's it. just to last us till the end of the bank holiday weekend, and all I have bought is dinners, breakfast cereal and soup for lunch. So I haven't pushed the boat out. There's no snacks in there. All right, I needed some toothpaste and deodorant, right? But that's normal. That's what you need to live. You need to be able to brush your teeth and you don't want to smell. Even with the discounts, Nectar discounts, all the rest of it, 3 days is 57 quid. And for somebody that wants to justify that, just don't even bother. Because not that long ago, there were 3 of us. And I used to shop for 3 of us. And I used to buy branded because he wouldn't eat the non-branded. And I would do a full week's shopping. I was on a protein diet, so I was buying lots of protein, tins of tuna, chicken, eggs, you name it, it went in the basket. And that would cost me 130 quid to feed 3 people for a week. And less than 3 years later, I can't even get through the absolute basics. People always ring at the most inappropriate time. I'm having a rant here. And that was nearly £60. Nearly £60. So if we math that out, that's 120 for 2 people plus another day, and that doesn't include any of the other stuff that I used to buy, which was cleaning products, like laundry stuff, toiletries, like you name it, on like eye level shelf, because that's how they price things. If you don't know, go down the bottom if you want the cheap shit. It's on the floor. They don't want you to find it. What is going on? What is going on? How are we supposed to survive this? Our wages haven't gone up that way. Like, I just don't know how. I've got 1 kid. Like, 1. What if you've got 3 or 4 children? Like, what are you eating? Where are you shopping? Are you growing your own food? Like, what is going on? It is utter mad.